and he's going to come here with his cousins so that we can, inshallah, give him shahada. Brother Chris, come here with your brother Ayub. Just to give you a little bit of background, Brother Ayub, a couple months ago in Vernon Masjid, he walked to the masjid and we were talking to him, and within a couple minutes he said, I want to do shahada. So we, come here, so we gave him shahada, alhamdulillah. This is your brother Ayub. He was a Muslim for a couple months ago. Now he's bringing his cousin. Just to show you that in the middle of tragedy, there will come happiness. من المحن تأتي المنح. Allah Azza wa Jalla told us in the Quran, يريدون أن يطفئوا نور الله بأفواههم والله متم نوره ولو كره الكافرون. They want to extinguish the light of Allah, and Allah wants that His light will shine and will be complete, despite the fighting of the mushrikeen and the kuffar. So, inshallah, today, our brother Chris will, inshallah, join us here to be, inshallah, among the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Brother Chris, I will say and you will repeat after me. First in Arabic, and then second we're going to English, inshallah. Okay? You can have this. Hold it to your mouth. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. And I bear witness that Muhammad is slave and messenger. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
No clapping, brothers, no clapping. No clapping. No clapping.
Alhamdulillah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he visited the young Jewish boy with his father, and the Jewish boy embraced Islam, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam got out of the house, he said, Alhamdulillah, alladhi anqadahu min al-nar. Praise to Allah, the one who saved him from hellfire. Alhamdulillah, alladhi anqada akhana Chris min al-nar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Inshallah, Brother Chris, after Jumu'ah, inshallah, give him the tight hug of Islam. Give him the salam of Islam. Show him the true brotherhood. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. نسأل الله العلي القدير أن يجيرنا وإياكم من النار. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. إخوة الإسلام، جاء في الصحيحين أن أبا هريرة رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: يتقارب الزمان ويقبض العلم وتظهر الفتن ويلقى الشح ويكثر الهرج. قالوا: وما الهرج؟ قال: القتل. دلنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ودل أمته على كل خير وحذرهم من كل شر، ومن ذلك إخباره صلى الله عليه وسلم بعلامات الساعة التي تكون في آخر الزمان، وذلك ليتقوى إيمان المؤمن في هذا الزمان لما يشاهده، ويحسن التعامل مع هذه الآيات وهذه العلامات، وأن يستعد لها، وأن يحذر منها ومن الفتن التي تكون فيها، وأن يتمسك بشرع الله وبسنة رسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. ومما أخبرنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أيضا في هذا الحديث أن الزمان يتقارب، فها نحن نعيش في ذلك الزمان الذي تكلم عنه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم حين قال عليه الصلاة والسلام كما روى أبو هريرة في حديث آخر: يتقارب الزمان، لا تقوم الساعة حتى يتقارب الزمان، فتكون السنة كالشهر، ويكون الشهر كالجمعة، وتكون الجمعة كاليوم، ويكون اليوم كالساعة، وتكون الساعة كاحتراق السعفة الخوصة أو احتراق ورقة النخل وجريده. My dear brothers and sisters, in the authority of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu wa ardah, he said that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said in a hadith that was reported by Abu Hurairah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the time will come shorter. يتقارب الزمان. The time will become so short. And Allah Azza wa Jalla, during that time, when the time becomes short, the knowledge will be lifted up. The knowledge of this deen, of this religion, will be lifted up, will be taken. وَتَظْهَرُ الْفِتَنِ, and fitans, trials and tribulations will be abundant, in abundance, will be everywhere. Everywhere you go, you find trials and tribulations. In the land, in the sea, in the air. وَيُلْقَى الشُّحْ, stinginess will become widespread. People will become stingy. وَيَكْثُرُ الْهَرَجْ, and noise will be widespread. They said, Ya Rasulullah, O Prophet of Allah, what is al-haraj? What is this noise? He said, bloodshed, and bloodshed will be abundant. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, my dear brothers and sisters, he guided his ummah to everything that is good for the ummah. And he warned the ummah from anything that will harm this ummah. I'm going to ask you, brothers, a favor. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, brothers and sisters. Please move forward. Please, there is a space in front of you. I see the line of brothers standing to the point that they are by the shoe rack. Just squeeze, inshallah. May Allah Azza wa Jalla bless you and give you al-Jannah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Please move forward. Please, I can see space in front of you. Just squeeze. The Sahaba, they used to put their head in prayer on top of the back of each other. That's how the Sahaba used to act toward one another. We're just asking you to make space, inshallah, so we can accommodate as many brothers as we can. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he warned his ummah from anything that is evil, that will harm this ummah. And he showed the ummah anything that is good, that will benefit this ummah in this dunya and in the hereafter as well. So that this ummah will understand when the time of the last hour is coming. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave us some signs, some indications. What's the purpose of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam giving us these prophecies 1400 years ago? Why? So that when that time comes, we'll be prepared, we'll understand, we'll have a manual in front of us so that we can use that manual to get by, and at that time we'll trials and tribulations, so that we can protect our deen, so that our religion, inshallah, will be intact. Rasulullah 1400 years ago, he put for us a manual. So when you come, at that time, you're not going to be like wondering what should I do. Because Rasulullah, he gave you an eye, the guidelines of what to do when the signs of the hours come. And also, so that you are at that time prepared to hold on firm onto your deen. You hold on firm to this religion. Because indeed, there are no other accepted religion more than the religion of Islam. This is the only religion, and this is the only faith that will be accepted from Allah Azza wa Jalla on the Day of Judgment. Where is the proof? In the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Listen to this beautiful, eloquent words from Allah Azza wa Jalla. He said, anyone who seeks any other religion other than Islam, it will be not accepted from him. On the Day of Judgment, he will be amongst the losers. So if you are born Muslim, or Allah guide you and revert to Islam, you have to understand that the best day in your life is the day that you are either born a Muslim, or you became a Muslim, or you reverted to Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us firm on our deen. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is telling us about this sign, so that when this time of the last hour comes, we will be equipped, powered by the knowledge that He left for us in the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How should we do? And He gave us some signs. One of them is that during this time, the time becomes so short. And we feel it in our time right now. He even gave us the description of how short the time will be. He said, لا تقوم الساعة. The hour will not come, the last day of judgment will not come until the year becomes shorter, like almost a month. And we feel it. We were like a couple months ago, we were celebrating Ramadan. Within a couple months, we will be celebrating another Ramadan. I just made Jumu'ah in Berlin a couple of days ago. It feels like 2 days ago. And here I am here with you, my brothers and sisters, with Jumu'ah. And somebody else will be here next Jumu'ah in a couple of days, it feels like. The year will become like a month. And the month will become like a week. And the week will become like a day. And the day will become like an hour. This is how short it is. And the hour, he described it in a very beautiful way. He said the hour will be short to the point like it looks like a piece of the palm tree, dry piece of palm tree that is lit in fire.
it burns quickly. That's how the hours feels in our time right now. This is the prophecies of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam 1400 years ago. And now we are living in it. To tell you that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as Allah Azza wa Jalla said about him, وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he does not speak out of his desire. He does not bring something from his own thoughts or from his own whims. It is indeed a revelation that's revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is telling us this, and he showed us how to deal with it. The meaning of the time will become short. We feel it because there is no barakah in it. The time, subhanallah, in our time, there is no barakah in the time. We don't even benefit from our time. The time passes so fast to the point that people are heedless about how short is the time. We spend most of our time neglecting the purpose that we were created for. We spend most of our time in our mobiles. Don't you feel right now that the majority of your time, if you count it, you will see that you spent more time in your phone than you spent more time in making the dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal? And that's what you're supposed to be doing. Like all other creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, Allah created them and they are making tasbih. They are making dhikr. The trees, the animals, the rocks, the mountains, the samawat, the heavens and the earth. Every creation of Allah is making tasbih non-stop. Malaika, they make tasbih to Allah non-stop until the day of judgment. And you and I, Ibn Adam, the son of Adam, whom Allah glorified you in the creation. He favored you in the way that He created you. وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Look at yourself. Who created you in this shape? Beautiful shape. You have hands, you have sight, you have hearing, you have a mind. Every aspect of your creation is a wonder, is a ni'mah. And He made at your disposition everything that you can ever enjoy. Food, drinks, clothes, rides, marriage, houses, castles, anything, breathing, the air of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you don't pay for it. And yet, you forget to remember Allah Azza wa Jalla every single moment of your life. You forget to be grateful to Allah Azza wa Jalla for the ni'am that He bestowed upon you. And Allah said that as well in the Quran. He said, وَقَلِيلٌ مِّنْ عِبَادِيَ الشَّكُورِ. And few of my slaves are the ones who are grateful. May Allah make us among al-Khalil. May Allah make us among those who are in numbered in terms of being grateful to Allah, to our Creator, Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal, He did not create you in vain and left you to yourself, or to your mind, or to your philosophy, or to your desires. He created you and He gave you all the tools. And He said, Ya Abdi, oh my slave, here is at your disposition anything you want, so that when you come on the day of judgment, you will have no reason to complain. He perfected everything for you so that you will only focus and be engaged in the remembrance and the worship of Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah said that in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْإِنسَ وَالْجِنَّ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created jinn and mankind except to worship Me. We become so much engrossed with our lives, with the dunya, with the beauty of this dunya, and we tend to forget that the time passes. And this time that passes that is short, it will become a hasra. It will become a calamity, a sorrow. When you meet with your day, because each day that you spend not remembering Allah, you will face that day on the day of judgment, and He will be standing before you. He will say, أَنَا يَوْمُكَ فُلَانٍ. I am your day, so and so. Friday, 24th of November, whatever. You did not fill that day with anything. It's empty. There is no remembrance of Allah. There is no subhanallah. There is no Alhamdulillah. There is no La ilaha illallah. There is no Astaghfirullah. It's empty. How of a great loss is that? To come and you will find the Sahifa. Your ticket of that day is empty. It's like a white piece of paper. This is what you said during the day. So and so. And how many of those days are pinned in your records that are empty from the remembrance of Allah? How many of those days did you spend in your mobile, in your device, in speaking about things that will not benefit you, in saying things that will bring you harm when you meet with them in the day of judgment, eating the flesh of others, speaking ill about others, slandering others, you're giving them from your hasanat. Remember that when you harm somebody, you're paying him not only with gold or diamonds, you pay him from the most expensive aspect of your currency on the day of judgment, which is your hasanat. May Allah Azza wa Jalla give us the wisdom to use the time wisely in the remembrance of Allah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. My dear brothers and sisters, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he spoke about the short time, I'm going to ask you one more time, please make space forward. Please move forward, brothers. Wallahi, it aches me to see the brothers standing there. There are a lot of space. Inshallah, just keep away from arrogance, inshallah. Yeah, and there's also places in the basement for the brothers if they want to stay in the basement. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the wisdom of following Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us in an authentic hadith, نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس الصحة والفراغ. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying, two of the bounties in which people are heedless about, in which people they take them for granted. They don't pay much attention to these two ni'ams. The first one is the ni'mah of as-sihha, the ni'mah of health. Allah Azza wa Jalla created you in the best shape, and you were nothing. You were nothing, and He created you, and you were a baby. And you were fed in the womb of your mother. And before only 3 months passed, 120 days passed, Allah Azza wa Jalla sent you an angel. And He wrote down your rizq, your sustenance, your provision that you will live with all your life. He wrote down your lifespan, how many years you're going to live. And at the end, He wrote down whether you are a sa'id or a shaqi, whether you will be happy or you will be miserable when you meet with Allah Azza wa Jalla. This is the creation. You grew up. He gave you parents that took care of you. He gave them the rest to your parents because you were born. When He gave you birth, when your parents gave you birth, Allah Azza wa Jalla did not say, well, just take care of him, that's fine, it's on your own. Allah Azza wa Jalla gave your parents the rizq as He gave them rizq themselves. Where is that proof? In the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُهُمْ وَإِيَّاكُمْ. And He said in another instance, نَحْنُ نَرْزُقُكُمْ وَإِيَّاهُمْ. He gave you rizq and your parents rizq. He gave the parents rizq, and when He gave you birth, He gave them extra rizq to take care of you. And you grew up, you become a man, strong. And you spend your youth in disobeying Allah Azza wa Jalla, fornicating, making mischief in the land because you feel powerful, you're strong. Your body, you look at your body in the mirror and you like yourself. And this is one of the most destructive aspects of our youth. They look at the mirror and they think that they are invincible. I can do anything. One of the destructions of a Muslim, as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, وَإِعْجَابُ الْمَرْءِ بِنَفْسِهِ. To look at the picture that you look at yourself in the mirror and you beautify yourself by yourself. You praise yourself by yourself. And you start boasting. Instead of spending your time in the worship of Allah and the dhikr of Allah like the Sahaba used to do, you spend your time in following and chasing your desires and your whims. The first this, the first that, and so on and so forth, and you know what I'm talking about. This is a message for our youth. Follow the footsteps of the Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim. Mus'ab ibn Umayr, one of the major Sahaba. He was, if you want to call it, the GQ of Mecca. He was the first person to put on a magazine, if there was a magazine in Mecca at that time. Because he was handsome, and he came from a wealthy family. And his mother used to be the wealthiest woman in Mecca. And he was so handsome to the point that when he walks in the streets of Mecca, the ladies, they line up. So that maybe Mus'ab will look at them and will pick one of them for marriage. He used to wear the best perfumes. أعطروا أهل مكة وفتيان مكة. Mus'ab ibn Umayr. He was maybe 10, 11. And when he came to the house of Al-Arqam ibn Al-Arqam, he embraced Islam. He took all that beauty and those outfits and anything that is ritzy and glamorous, and he left it and he became a Muslim. When he became a Muslim, he started wearing the oldest clothes. And he became one of the best Sahaba. Matter of fact, he was the first messenger of the Messenger of Allah Azza wa Jalla to Al-Madinah to call people to Islam. How old was then Mus'ab when he went to the trip to Medina to call people to Islam? He was 13 years old. Compare your 13-year-old with Mus'ab ibn Umayr. Your boy doesn't even make his bed. He doesn't even know what's the meaning of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Mus'ab was carrying the flag of Islam and he was teaching the leaders of Al-Aws and Al-Khazraj in Medina. He was calling them to Islam. This is what Mus'ab ibn Umayr did. When he died, before even he died, one time he was passing in front of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam started crying. He said, "Ma ra'aytu fi Makkah an'ama min Mus'ab ibn Umayr." I haven't seen the handsomest, the most ritzy kid in Mecca more than Mus'ab ibn Umayr before. Look at him right now. He left all that luxury life to call to Islam and to raise the flag of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. When he died, they couldn't find any piece of clothes or piece of kafan to cover him. When they cover his upper body, his lower body becomes naked. When they cover the lower body, the upper body becomes naked. And Rasulullah started crying when he saw him. He said, cover his body. وَضَعُوا عَلَيْهِ الْإِذْخَرِ. It's a plant that's in Medina. They used to take it and they used to cover people with it in the grave. And he died as the first Safir, the ambassador of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to Medina to call the people of Al-Aws, two big tribes. He called their leaders to Islam, and when the leaders became Muslim, they called all their tribes to become Muslim. How many people embrace Islam because of Mus'ab? What have you left as a legacy in your life? What have you done to this deen? So that when you die, people will remember you. Did you build a masjid? Did you buy a piece of land and make it a graveyard? Did you dig like a well in some remote area in a Muslim country and you made it sadaqah jariyah? Did you finance an orphanage? Did you finance somebody to memorize the book of Allah? Did you take care secretly of a household that is containing a widow and her children? What have you done? So that when you face Allah Azza wa Jalla on the Day of Judgment, He will tell you this is what you have done and this is your legacy that you left after you died. We're still talking about Abu Hurairah and about Mus'ab and Umar and Uthman and Ali and Talha and Zubair and so on and so forth. We're still talking about them because they left a legacy. They took time to focus. That this time that is short, it's filled with the remembrance of Allah and for something that will benefit the Muslims after my death. And you know what Uthman bin Affan did? Radiallahu anhu. The endowment that Uthman paid at that time by buying the well from the Jew, still benefiting the Muslims until today in Medina. And if you're not aware of that, go to Medina and ask about what is the endowment of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu. They will show it to you. They will take you there. What did you put forth? Did you even teach your children an ayah of the Quran? Did you take time to sit with your child and teach him? قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدَ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. So that when your child recites that Surah Al-Ikhlas, the reward goes to your account in the Day of Judgment. This is Sihha. This is the power that Allah has given you. The second ni'mah is al-faragh, free time. Wallahi, ya ikhwan, we spend most of our time in our devices. To the point that your device sends you a message at the end of the week. He said, oh Muhammad, oh Ahmed, you spent 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in looking at the phone, and this is in details what you've been looking for. You spend this hours in WhatsApp, this hours in Instagram, you spend this hours in Facebook, you spend this, you send this, you send that, you give you data. Imagine that data is the same data you will find in the Day of Judgment in your book. Detailed more than the data that you receive from the softwares. A data that is very, very to the point. To the point that Allah said in the Quran, ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرة ولا كبيرة إلا أحصاها. Yeah, Ikhwan, Quran is talking to you. ما لهذا الكتاب, why is this book is recording everything to the nitty-gritty of it, to the point, to the minuscule things of the deeds is there in the book. That's what it means. ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر. He does not leave anything صغيرة ولا كبيرة. It's a minuscule or big thing, except that it's in your records on the Day of Judgment. And you can't deny it. You can't say, well, I didn't do this deed, oh Allah. It will be brought in front of you on your day. It will be put in front of you that you see that deed that you've done. If it is evil, you will see it. If it is good, you will see it. Take advantage of your time, my dear brothers and sisters. Because the alamat as-sa'ah, the signs of the hours, you and I are looking at them with our own naked eyes. Nobody to tell you about them. You see in them, you feel in them, you live in them. The short time, we live in it. Ilm is uplifted because the ulama, you hear every single day, alim so-and-so is rahimahullah. This is how al-ilm is taken. يُقْبَضُ الْعِلْمِ بِمَوْتِ الْعُلَمَاء. The ilm is taken by the death of the ulama, the scholars. وَتَظْهَرُ الْفِتَنِ. Look at the trials that we're going through. To the point that you despise this life. You feel that you live in a remote area by yourself. Nothing is around you. That's how you feel, you and I right now. And nobody's going to deny that. Nobody's going to say, no, I live in the ideal city that doesn't exist. Take advantage of the beauty. The most important ni'mah that Allah has given you is this Islam. Hold on tight to it. Live in it. It's a way of life. It's not some kind of practical things that you do in the masjid or outside. You do it in and out, outward, inward. Every single second of your life, every breath that you take, it has to be according to La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ya ikhwan, we have a manual. Ya ikhwan, reach out to the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. في حلك وترحالك, in your in, going out or going in. in your travels, in your hadar, in your presence, in your place. Reach out to the sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, because that's the only safety net that you will have to contest with Allah Azza wa Jalla. May Allah Azza wa Jalla grant us the following of the ni'mah of the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma ja'alna min ahli sunnah. اللهم احفظنا برحمتك، اللهم ارحمنا برحمتك، اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا واسرافنا في امرنا وثبت اقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وتولنا فيمن توليت واغفر لنا خير ما قضيت انك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك تبارك ربنا وتعاليت. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا واسرافنا في امرنا، اللهم اهدنا الى صراطك المستقيم. اللهم يا عزيز يا جبار يا قوي اعن اخواننا في فلسطين، اللهم كن لهم وليا ونصيرا، اللهم كن لهم وليا ونصيرا، اللهم سدد رميهم، اللهم يا رب سدد رميهم، اللهم يا رب امددهم بجند من جندك يا رب يا قوي يا عزيز. اللهم عليك باليهود الصهاينة فإنهم لا يعجزونك، اللهم دمرهم، اللهم يا رب دمرهم تدميرا، اللهم عدهم عدا وانسفهم نسفا، اللهم أرنا فيهم من عجائب قدرتك، اللهم عليك بهم بما شئت وكيف شئت، اللهم إنهم لا يعجزونك يا رب يا قهار يا جبار، اللهم انسفهم نسفا وعدهم عدا، اللهم يا رب إنا نسألك أن نجعلك في نحورهم يا رب العالمين يا أرحم الراحمين. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر، أشهد أن لا